Welcome to the Revamp Your Creative Process session at Engage. We are so excited to have you. But before we get started, let's go to this very fun legal slide saying that this presentation may have forward-looking information, and then any trademarks that are included are not endorsements. So feel free, I'll pause for a moment so we can read through this slide before going into the presentation. All right. So I am Brian Boucher. I am a senior product manager here at Smartsheet, and I lead the content collaboration team. Now, the content collaboration team, we manage everything from Smartsheet proofing for content review and approvals, to attachments for those general file uploads, to our Adobe Creative Cloud extensions, and then really any integration with any file provider. Any file that comes into Smartsheet is in our domain and what we work on. And I'm also the previous CEO and co-founder of Slope, a startup that Smartsheet acquired in January 2019. And over 5 years, we built a software tool that made it easy for marketing and creative teams to manage their process and manage all the content they're producing. So I've done this for a while. This is an area I'm very passionate about, and I'm excited to show how we are helping your lives on marketing and creative teams at Smartsheet. But before we dive in, I want to say that we have a live chat application going on with Smartsheet behind it. So if you have any questions that come up during the presentation, please use that chat window. It'll be a great way if something pops up and you want to ask a quick question, Smartsheet's on the other side of that. So to start off with, I want to do something a little different with this session. And we're going to have a challenge where we are all of us watching now and me, are going to create a new marketing team. So I'll be the CMO, and we are going to create a team that wants to be the best in the world. So we have a pretty ambitious goal as a marketing team. And what that really means is, obviously, as a team, we need to figure out how we're going to streamline our content production and our marketing activities. How are we going to collaborate seamlessly and make it really easy for everyone to work together and get that creative collaboration? And then how are we going to eliminate silos across the organization to really bring stakeholders in and make it really easy to work across the different departments? So those are some of our goals. Those are some of the best practices. But before we dive into how we're actually going to accomplish this as a team, I want to go into kind of the market state and set some context for what our marketing team is facing now, the one that we just formed. Today's marketing teams have to produce more content than ever before. And that's because content is really effective at engaging your audience, whether that is a customer, if you're recruiting, if you are working across sales and you're trying to close the deal. Content can be one of the most effective ways for your business to communicate and hit your business goals as well as the marketing goals we have. And that content is really powerful now. But we have to produce a lot of it as a marketing team. Maybe 20 years ago, if I was putting this team together, I'd say, okay, maybe we have a TV spot. That one TV spot, we're going to make one. Maybe it goes to the Super Bowl if our budget is big enough. And that's what we have to focus on for the year, for the quarter. But now there are more channels than ever before. Now we have social media, we have website experiences, we have in-person engagements. There's so many more places now that we have to produce content and that are accessible to any marketing team. And any marketing team now has the budget to fill those, that it puts a big strain, and there's a lot higher volume because we have to produce across all of these different things. Not only do we have to produce across many different channels, but we have to produce more formats. It's not enough that we have to hit Facebook and Instagram and we have to go after whatever social media platforms, Twitter, that we have prioritized. Each of those new platforms now, we have to produce videos, graphics, interactive experiences, quizzes. There's more formats than ever, which means that instead of just a single TV spot, now we have to produce 10 to 20 different pieces of content across those different channels. We have to produce 1 to 2 to 3 different types of content for each of those channels. And it's quickly exploding, as you can see. And not only that, but we need to make it personalized to our audience. We can't just produce an Instagram graphic for just a general audience of the world now that we're global. We have to make sure that it's incredibly personalized so it's hitting the right person at the right time, and we can really get the most ROI out of the content that we're producing. So as you can see, what used to be maybe one TV spot or one mailer is now hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands of assets that we have to produce, even for just one campaign, which is going to be a big challenge for our marketing team that we just formed, figuring out how do we do this. Now, I've seen a lot of best practices. We've all worked in marketing, so we've seen how different organizations can do this well. And we all want to make this team the best in the world and get to that ideal state. So the best organizations I found and what we really want to build, and what I want to build as the CMO of this fake marketing team we produced, is that we really want to figure out how do we scale our production and operations to support this demand for content that we have. And that means we have to be fast. This is basic efficiency. We need to be able to operate with effectively and efficiently across all of the different demands for content we get across the organization and for our own campaigns and activities that we do. We also want to be dynamic. So if an event comes up, if there's a news story, if we want to adjust strategy based on what we're seeing in the marketplace, we want to be able to shift without having to completely reinvent our infrastructure, which might take weeks or months. We want to be able to do it on the fly and be a really dynamic marketing team. And then we want to be an informed team. So that means that we don't just want to be throwing content out there, see what sticks, not really learning from it. We want to be able to track, report, and measure and understand what content performs the best and how we can continuously improve that and get those iterative cycles so that we learn and get maximum ROI on all the content we're producing. So we need to be fast, dynamic, and informed so that we can take on that massive amount of content we need to produce as a marketing organization. We have some big challenges, though. If with that much content, there's obviously going to be challenges that come up that a lot of us have faced as marketers. In a recent study, almost more than two-thirds of marketers find it incredibly challenging to produce content consistently that's engaging. And that's their biggest struggle, 67%. Just producing that content, which we found, it's really hard. There's so many different types of content we have to produce now as marketers. We also spend a lot of time on manual tasks. Almost a day every work week we have spent on manual moving things around. That could be from our old hack together process of email and spreadsheets and file sharing and just constantly getting reviews and endless email chains. We want to avoid that. So we want to figure out how can we consistently produce this content and how do we remove a lot of the manual steps in the process. Those are our goals as this new marketing team. So today I'm going to show how we can do that utilizing Smartsheet. And that's really the big picture. How do we combine workflows, collaboration, and content management into a single infrastructure so that we can effectively streamline this entire process? So we're going to dive in on the workflow side on how we can streamline that production from intake to assignment to tracking all the way through final approvals. How do we collaborate and allow for that creative collaboration across as a team? And then how do we eliminate silos so that we can really work across departments and work across different stakeholders we may have internally or externally? So I'm going to go to a demo now of some of the ways Smartsheet helps do that. For the purposes of this demo, as you can see, this is a sheet. I'm going to go over a very common use case, which is a shared services team that is putting together content, could be from different departments and also as a part of a campaign. So to start with, one of the biggest challenges marketing teams have, and we'll have as this new marketing team, is how do we collect all the information we need to actually do the work itself? And how do we plan ahead and make sure the right person is doing it? So that's what these project plans are great for in Smartsheet, is that, like you can see here, what do we have to do? What is it? Who can we assign it to? Who's available? What's its current status? What's the description? With Smartsheet attachments, I can even include in every asset that is needed to actually deliver on the whatever the task is. So that could be logos, that could be copy, that could be decks, to make sure that everyone is on the same page and we have a single source of truth for everything going on for that piece of content that we have delivered. And it gives visibility to the rest of the organization, what the current status is, how we're progressing, and that's where we can really measure and improve on that. Now, let's say that we switched, I'm the marketing manager here. I need to assign this out. I assign this out to Helen. So we have an Instagram image, Facebook images that we want to produce for this specific campaign. We actually have launched the Adobe Creative Cloud extension for Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign this year, so that your creatives can work in Smartsheet from Adobe where they're already producing these assets. So I'm going to switch over to Adobe. And with the extension, which you can see embedded over here, looks very similar to what Adobe already has. Your designer can go in, and we're looking at a single row here, and I can say, okay, I have this Facebook post or Instagram post. It's assigned to me. I have all the attachments I might need for it. Okay, great. I can work on actually producing that asset and deliverable within Adobe Photoshop, where I'm at right now. And then when I'm ready, I can upload that asset directly to Smartsheet Proofing, and I can invite people to come in and give review and approval. And then I can move on to my next deliverable. So as a designer, we make it really easy at Smartsheet to figure out what you have to work on and send that out for review and approval. Now, going back to the sheet, let's go into that proof. A proof is an easy way to manage the review and approval of images, PDFs, documents, videos, links, really any type of file that you're consistently working on as a marketing organization. As you can see here, I have multiple images uploaded to this proof for these different images options that we have. And you can see that people are already commenting, meaning me. I'm already commenting on this. And this makes it really easy so that you can collaborate on these different materials. And we provide you a lot of different tools to do this in a really effective way. As you can see, blur this. Okay, what do I actually have to blur? If I click on that comment, it will actually take me directly to that area on the asset where that comment was left. Go to add logo here. It'll take me directly, okay, I know I need to add it here. What do we do with this space? You can do that directly on the image here. And you can do that with our powerful new annotation tools, which are boxes. So you can draw specific boxes and leave your comment. Add logo here, lots of logos going on here. You can draw arrows. And it makes it really easy as reviewers in this collaboration cycle where you actually need to make changes and to leave effective feedback instead of those endless email chains that you may see of people adding in from lots of locations. And you can centralize this collaboration process. You can also now do this across documents. So if you have any Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or any Microsoft Office file, you can now upload those directly to Smartsheet and preview them, and you can comment on them. So could be a content release agreement. I can leave feedback with a box to outline a certain area of text that may need to be changed. I can use those arrow annotations to point to specific segments. And you can really easily collaborate on specific pages. And those can be scrolled down and you can click on those comments and it will take you directly to the page and the location on those pages. I'm also excited to announce that we launched video proofing. So now you can upload video files to Smartsheet and play them directly in the browser. And you can share those out for feedback. And as you can see here, if I pause it and I use that annotation tool to leave a comment, so logo here, when someone goes in and wants to see what I have commented, it will go to the exact place in the video. So these are time-stamped comments with those annotation tools. So no more saying in an email, at 36 seconds, make this change. You just have to click the comment and you can instantly see what's on that proof. Now, we've also added in the ability to go through the review and approval process for any type of attachment that you can already upload to Smartsheet, even if you can't preview it. So this works great for links I found where maybe it's a website landing page. I want to send this out for review and approval. I can do that and track all of the reviews and approvals and requires changes. I can track the status and it centralizes all the comments in one place. So I get that high level view of, even if it's not something I can upload directly to Smartsheet, I can still track that review process and those comments directly in one place. Now, going back to a more official way to ask for feedback, maybe I need to get approval on something. I can go to our request feedback and I can say, I need Brian to review this. And you can actually say any valid email address here. So even if it's someone who's not shared to your Smartsheet organization, you can still send this to them and they can review it in a secure way. So if I send that out, they'll get an email notification that says, hey, you need to review this proof. They can open it up in a full screen external page that works across any device, even mobile, and they can go through that review process to eventually approve that file. Now, you can go through this process. Maybe this one needed changes over and over again, and you can use our version control. So this is version 1. Let's say I need to make some edits. I can end that request, stack versions on, go through that entire process again until the process is complete and I get those final approvals, making it really easy to streamline all of our operations all in one place across all of those different content types. And then again, that informed where we want to consistently measure and improve, because all of those content reviews and those content collaboration cycles were captured as a part of the actual deliverable. We're able to track and report and measure and improve on that process over time and go back and see what worked well so we can make better decisions for our marketing strategy in the future. Now, to end with, after that demo, you can go and find how to use that Adobe Creative Cloud extension to really streamline those creative operations, especially with your creative team who wants to stay in one place and operate by installing our Adobe Creative Cloud extension in one place. You can figure out how to eliminate those silos across your different stakeholders in our Learning Center utilizing Smartsheet proofing. You can dig into the Engage Brain Boost for content collaboration. And you can check out the session right after this, which will show pre-configured solutions, as well as our marketing week coming up later this month in October. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.